Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. The BBC is in deep, deep trouble. It's been revealed that in the last year alone, over 500,000 people have stopped paying the television licence. This amounts to over £80 million a year. We've had inflation, there's costs have gone up, wages are going up. The absolute shortfall of money for them is disastrous. But this isn't out of the blue. This has been going on for several years. And if you go back simply 5 years ago, they've lost nearly 2 million households paying the licence fee. It's death by 1,000 cuts, or in this case, by millions of cuts. It cannot go on. It cannot be sustained. There are alternative methods needed to pay for the BBC. Now, one of the preferred ones, and I say preferred, I mean preferred by the BBC, is that you cannot avoid paying the licence because they want it to come from taxpayers directly by adding it to council tax. I think that's wrong. You're forcing people to pay for something they may not use. Why should that be? If the BBC want to exist, they need to pay for themselves. Subscription model. They don't want that. And they know why that would, for them, be a terrible idea. It's because what they put out is mostly rubbish. It's woke, lefty, wankery TV that most right-minded people just don't watch. This can be summed up in an example of wastefulness that is happening in Scotland. BBC Scotland is a channel that was supposedly set up to be dedicated to Scotland, a lot of Scottish language stuff and all this. It is costing the taxpayer £40 million a year. And what does it do? Well, very little. It's got the lowest viewing figures of any mainstream television channel in Britain. And sometimes there are a few, literally fewer, they can't even say for sure, fewer than 100 people watching it. In fact, figures are so low, they think there may be times when there are 0 viewers. And they're spending £40 million a year on this. And for what? So that they can be, look at us, look how good we're doing. We're catering for this tiny minority of people who aren't really interested. It's been going 5 years. It's lost money every year, like millions upon millions. The whole thing so far has cost over £200 million. Money that can be better spent on making real television programmes instead of keep catering for young people. Oh, we've got to push for the youth. We can't keep making wanky, lefty, youthy based programmes of, people of every hue and colour, people of every gender, people of every sexuality. Oh, and will there be good writing in this show? No, we don't care about writing. We just need to have rainbow faces. And that's the problem. And they're getting all this lefty woke wankery writers, lefty woke wankery directors, lefty woke wankery everything. And it's shit. They are throwing shit at a wall and filming it. And then they're moaning that nobody's watching it. And the thing is, even their core audience don't watch it. The audience they want, these Gen Zers, everyone who's basically 16 to 25, that sort of range, don't watch the BBC. That sort of range watch YouTube more than the BBC. The BBC is competing with people like me and losing. I'm telling you now, I'll put this video out. More people will watch this video than will watch BBC Scotland's main news programme. That's how bad it's got. This is the BBC through and through. They are desperate for viewers. They're desperate to try and court the young by going, hey, yeah, let's get hip and down with the kids. Only the kids don't give a shit about the BBC. There's nothing on the BBC. You look back and you can see there were programmes in the past that were peak. They were absolute peak. You can look at things like the final episode ever of the main 4 series of Blackadder. That last 30 seconds, I think, was probably the best piece of television ever seen. You've got your Life on Earth stuff with David Attenborough doing all his things. Peak, proper, brilliant. You've had fantastic serials. You've had fantastic dramas. But all of that's changed and nobody watches it. But when you're getting BBC Scotland wanking away £40 million a year to basically service fewer than 100 people, it's madness. And then they're paying Gary Lineker £1.35 million a year to sit and talk about millionaires kicking a ball. Zoe Ball, nearly £1 million a year for pushing a button on a desk and talking. There's a weatherman. There's a weatherman in Wales, and nobody heard of him. And he earns £250,000 a year. He's an effing weatherman. Tell me it's raining, and then sod off. £250,000 a year. These people don't live in the real world. And this is why the BBC is so desperate for its money from us. They need to go and make it themselves a subscription channel or put adverts on and go forward. Make them stand on their own 2 feet. And anything that's shit, anything that's rubbish, anything that doesn't get views will just not be made and the money will be saved. See, I don't mind. ITV can make as much crap as they like. I don't care. I don't pay for ITV. You know? It's their money. It's a private company. BBC, that's my money. Well, it's not anymore. I stopped paying my licence a long time ago. I got fed up and I thought, you know what, I don't do it. I watch YouTube, mostly. I've got Plex. I've got all my DVDs on. I've got everything. You know, everything I want to see is on there. It's on my Plex and I watch it. Films, TV series, a lot. No matter where I go in the world, I just click on and watch it on my server, my own personal server. I don't need the BBC, so I stopped paying for it. And so have 500,000 people this year alone. And if you're still paying your TV licence, just stop. There's nothing they can do. As long as you don't let them in your door, as soon as they come to your door, you throw the letters away. You don't even respond to the letters. If they send them out to the door, are you using a television licence? Just say, who are you? I'm from TV licensing. Oh, well, you're a salesman then. Please leave my property, go away and close the door. That's it. They can't prosecute you, you know, because the only way they can prosecute you is to get a warrant. And for that, they need to have evidence. And unless they walk into your house and see that television, they don't have evidence. They can't then go to a judge. And if they could go to the judge, just say, what evidence are you wanting for this warrant? Or it's a fishing trip, Your Honour, and he'll just tell them to sod off. Nobody gets prosecuted unless they are stupid. Only stupid people get prosecuted by letting them in or answering them or talking to them. Say nothing, just shut the door. And they have to go away and there's nothing. And you'll save yourself £168 a year. And if we can get 1 million more people doing it, 1 million people every year stop paying their television licence, it goes away and it goes away quickly. Anyway, thank you very much. Nice to see that I'm probably going to get more viewers on this video than the BBC News channel will get, or the BBC will get on their main news channel on BBC Scotland. So thanks very much for watching, all you wonderful, sexy, beautiful people. Bye.